First, because scientists and medical experts overwhelmingly recommend masks as an effective way to limit the spread of COVID-19, I am placing the entire state of Utah under a mask mandate until further notice. Businesses must require employees to wear masks and to promote mask wearing to their patrons and to visibly post signage to that effect. Those who fail to do so will be subject to fines from the Labor Commission. Masks do not negatively affect our economy, and wearing them is the easiest way to slow the spread of the virus. Experts tell us that masks do not cause a shortage of oxygen to your brain or cause disease. We cannot afford to debate this issue any longer. Individual freedom is certainly important, and it is our rule of law that protects that freedom. Laws are put in place to protect all of us. That's why we have traffic lights and speed limits and seat belts. And that's why we now have a mask mandate. Second, many of us are careful to exercise caution in public. Our health officials have found that such caution is paying off as the spread in these public and institutional spaces is minimal. So although we are relatively safe in institutional settings such as offices, stores, churches, etc., data tells us that we are most vulnerable to infection in casual social gatherings. It is crucial that we exercise more caution when socializing with those who do not live with us in our homes. Therefore, by order of my office and the Utah Department of Health, Utahns may not participate in or host casual social gatherings with individuals other than those in their immediate household for the next 2 weeks, which is the incubation period of COVID-19. Many of you will have questions about how to safely gather during the upcoming holidays. We will share with you recommendations and directives in the coming days. Furthermore, it should be known that we will not tolerate organizers of public gatherings that do not exercise the required precautions of social distancing and mask wearing. State and local authorities will prosecute and hold accountable those who sponsor and organize such events and gatherings. Organizers will be subject to fines of up to $10,000 per occurrence. Third, we do commend those students who want to participate in school sports and activities. However, because students who participate in activities outside the controlled school environment frequently get and spread COVID-19, we are therefore postponing for the next 2 weeks all sports and after-school activities, with the exception of high school playoff and championship games and also intercollegiate sports. This suspension includes club sports, city-sponsored sports, and intramural sports, as well as other club activities. This is a 2-week postponement that will enable us to immediately prioritize testing of student athletes involved in playoff and championship games and put in place a robust process of testing student athletes involved in other winter sports and activities. Testing of intercollegiate athletes is already occurring under the direction of their respective conferences. Furthermore, students should not gather in social groups outside of regular school hours during the next 2 weeks and must be very careful thereafter. Our data shows that individuals aged 15 to 24 have not been careful in their casual social gatherings, and that the highest rates of spread are now occurring among this age group. Fourth, during this 2-week period, our public health teams will significantly expand our testing operations. During this 2-week period and beyond, we will test more people who have symptoms, and we will also launch a targeted testing program for those who don't have symptoms. This will begin with weekly testing for our university students and expand to include high school students who participate in extracurricular activities, people in the workplace under the age of 35, and our high school